Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a couple of very random Ninjago set modifications that I've done in the past. On the left we have the original Jay's Electromag from 2015 and on the right we have the Legacy X1 Ninja Charger. Now like I said, these couple of sets I have modified. I have changed various things about them, some of which are a little more obvious than others. I think the Electromag is a little bit more significant in terms of changes, but the X1 not so much. Not everything that I wanted to do on the X1 I had time to do, so some of those things I'll get into later on, but obviously with this I wanted to showcase a couple of these mods because some of you guys were asking about them, especially on my live streams, so I figured might as well just go ahead and break them down and showcase what I've done to make these sets different. Because the X1 charger has less significant changes, why don't we begin with that and then we'll talk about the Electromag towards the end of the video. Alright, so just kicking it off, taking a look at the X1 charger. First things first, let me apologize in advance for just how dusty this thing is. It's been sitting on a shelf for the past couple of weeks, and there's a little bit of dust and some random fuzzies on there, so hopefully you guys don't mind that. In terms of the modifications that I did with this thing, I believe that all I did was change the front and the back. The only reason I'm saying I believe is because I can't entirely remember. It's been so long ago, but I know for sure I changed the front. The front of the car is different. I wanted to make the grille section a lot more obvious, so that's pretty much what I did, as well as adding these couple of like solid brick headlights in there. It is very different compared to the original front of the car, if you will. It still opens the same, the function is still there. All I did was kind of just modify this middle section, and you can kind of see from the side, sorry for that, you can kind of see on the side just what I did to modify that. Nothing too major. Another thing that I changed was the back bumper, if you will. Now this thing I'm not entirely happy with because I really don't think that this car is designed that well to, I guess, accommodate a major upgrade to the bumper, but this is what I got so far. The back of the car still looks very, very ugly in my opinion, even with these modifications, and I just wanted to create a more, I guess, detailed bumper. The original was very lacking. This one is still not perfect, but it's still just, you know, it is what it is. It's a change that I wanted to make. In terms of other changes, like I said in the review for this thing, I want to do something eventually with this launcher up front. There's nothing done with it right now. It still has the exact same mobility as the original set. I want to make a turntable for it where I can actually, you know, rotate it 360, similar to how the original X1 was. I'd also love to change the spoiler eventually and maybe get rid of these little yellow Technic beams, but that's pretty much the least of my problems here. The major issue that I had with the X1 was the back, and I fixed it, did what I could to try to make it a little better. I still want to go in there and kind of, you know, fill out some of these gaps maybe and just make the thing a little bit more pretty from the back, because literally every other angle of the thing looks great except for the back, which I'm totally going to be changing up later. There are also no modifications to the small motorcycle inside, so why don't we just move on to the Electromag. Alright, so here we have my modification for Jay's Electromag. This is of course just trying to recreate the actual set from the 2015 Tournament of Elements line. This is not the Legacy version. In fact, why don't we just bring in that Legacy version right now to compare the two. I did this in that original Electromag review for Legacy, but I didn't really showcase the entirety of my upgraded mech. This is what the Legacy version, the official Legacy version, looks like compared to my upgraded modified version of the original Electromag. And as you can see, I don't want to, you know, toot my own horn here, but I don't think Lego did justice to this thing. A lot of people in the comment section were talking about how my version of the Electromag should be like the official Legacy version, and I don't really agree with that because honestly, not a lot here has changed from the original Electromag. Sure, I added some joints up here and actually put some CCBS armor there, and sure, I might have upgraded the colors a little bit to keep a more consistent theme, and I gave it claws and whatnot, but the original design is still there. One major thing that I changed though from the original is the back. The Electromag is one of my least favorite Season 4 sets just by default because the back is extremely ugly to me. Now this back here is not all that pretty either. However, it's at least consistent in terms of colors, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really have all these reds and random yellows and, you know, just random colors that don't fit with the scheme. I wanted to change the back to keep that black, gray, blue, and gold color scheme that I got going on with this thing, and I think it works pretty well. The function is still there, of course. You can still turn down the wings or whatever and hit the the little lever back here and the wings fly up, that's all still the same, which is also why I don't really feel like this is a genuine legacy variant of the thing, because again, there's not a lot that's changed from the original. You might also notice that I have the Ninjago movie J in there. There's not really any significance to that. It was just a random figure that I had left over. I wanted to give J some type, or I wanted to give this mech some type of J figure, and I just happened to have a random Ninjago movie J left over, so I figured I would go ahead and put him in there. Looking back at the original legacy one though, I feel like I could totally put that J in there as well. I mean, it's not like I'm going to keep this thing together for much longer, so I could very well swap them out if I pleased, but I don't know. To be honest, I'm not really super impressed with the Legacy version in general, and that's partially why I decided to both rebuild the Electromag and also upgrade it. It was pretty much made in response to LEGO's official Legacy Electromag. I was super excited for that set when I heard it was coming out. Unfortunately, the pictures of the Junior's Electromag really didn't look all that great, and I figured, well, I want an Electromag for the display, so might as well just get the old one back together and modify it, and that's exactly what it ended up doing. Overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Again, not a whole lot is different from the original, but I think it's still different enough to, you know, make me happy with it at least. I'm happy with how it turned out. To me, this is a lot better than the original, in my opinion. Again, not trying to toot my own horn here, but I personally prefer that more than the original, hence why it's a modified variant. Isn't that why we modify sets in general? To make them better in our own opinions? But yeah, it's definitely leagues better in my opinion than that. But the Electromech was one that I mainly wanted to show off here, and I'm glad I was able to do just that. Let me know down below in the comments, though, what do you think looks better, this or this? So there you guys have it. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Let me know down below in the comments if you like these mods or not, and what can I do differently to either improve these sets more or just change in general. Leave all your thoughts down below, and also let me know which Ninjago sets you've modified, or if you have modified any before, let me know down below in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Kind of a random one, I know, but hey, I figured it would be fun to go ahead and showcase a couple of these major changes. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.